Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. I hope you guys have been well since I spoke to you last and are all staying super safe. Today's video, as you guys can tell from the title, is my updated plant collection. Boy, am I excited for this vid. Your gal loves her plants, and being at home so much, I have just realized how much I love my plants and have really kind of gotten that like zest for gardening and plants and all that fun stuff again. I don't have a ton of plants, but I definitely have more than the average person. I love looking after them and I love having them around my space. I just think that they brighten up areas and make everything just so much more lively. I am still learning, so this definitely isn't a video telling you what plants to buy, like giving you guys all the knowledge and telling you everything you need to know. I am still learning every day. I read books about plants, I research plants, and I've recently really gotten into like plant channels, which is kind of weird. I can just like be lost for hours watching people show their plant collections or talk about plants, or yeah, plant educational videos. I'm all for it. I was gonna wait to share this with you guys until all of my plants and everything were just like at their peak, thriving, but I guess this is a little bit more realistic. I am not the perfect plant mum. Some of my plants still need a little bit of work. They're not living their best lives, but we are trying. But I'm going to take you guys through the main plants that I do have. We would be here for forever if I went through each individual one, but I'm going to show you guys all of my main plants, all of my top groups of plants, and then at the very end I'm going to give you a few little tips for propagating some plants for yourself, because as you'll see in this video, propagating is my favorite thing ever. So without further ado, let's jump in and get started with the plant collection. Alright, so let's start right at the top, hit you with my good ones, and hit you with my favorite plant, which is the fiddle leaf. I have 3 fiddle leaves currently. So the first one is my main big one. I actually bought this probably a year and a bit ago. Could have even been 18 months ago. I actually bought this when it was quite fairly established from Bunnings, but it did have a disease. So I brought it home not knowing what was going on and did a little bit of research, talked to my grandma about it. I kind of have to give her credit for bringing my fiddle leaf back to life. I kind of nursed it for like 6 months with fertilizers, treating its leaves. I got this spray that was for like pesticides and stuff that can actually get into the leaves because it had lots of spotting, and yeah, it was just a little bit of a mess, but I am so happy I brought this one back to life. It is now thriving. All of its leaves are doing well. It's shooting out a new leaf like every couple of weeks, and it's gotten so much bigger, so that makes me very, very happy. That one I just have in a little wicker basket in my bathroom, and it really, really loves the humidity in there. I also have a skylight in my bathroom, so my plants, that's just like their favorite place. Every time I put a plant in there, it just boom. So then I bought a smaller one that is in a cute little pot from Kmart, and I bought that one from Bunnings as well, and it was a lot bigger. It did grow a lot. Probably the size it is now is how I bought it, and it grew quite a bit, and then I cut off some of the top leaves to propagate. She's got a few burnt leaves, but she's still doing okay. And then my third one is currently propagating, and I'm so excited for it to grow like really long roots so that I can pot it and hopefully have a third fiddle leaf that I've kind of grown myself. Fiddle leaves I found are quite temperamental. They don't like to be moved, and they don't like their environments changed too much. Like if there's a dramatic change, they'll just like not tolerate it. But yes, I'm super excited about the little propagating guy over there. He is in the bathroom as well because he does like the humidity. Did I say he? My plants don't have genders. I don't know why I say he. The next plant is my pothos, and pothos is one of my favorite plants as well. I love them. I would honestly fill my entire house in the future with them. They're just such beautiful plants, and I find they're relatively easy growing. I get a lot of questions about what are the best plants to have in your bedroom, and pothos are probably my #1 top pick, even just for the house in general. I chuck pothos everywhere. Like they go crazy, especially in my bedroom. I have quite a few pothos. I have 2, I think, main plants that I bought when they were fully established, and they've just gone crazy. One of them has just gotten so much bushier, and it keeps like, it just goes crazy, and I have to keep chopping it back because it's just huge. Same with the other one, but I have 2 long strands from that other plant that I'm trying to kind of keep going because it kind of falls down my little shelf, which I really like. And then all of the other pots that are pothos, I have grown from propagating them and then put multiple cuttings into a pot together, and now they've formed their own pothos plant, which is fabulous. Mine are quite sensitive to water, so I'm really careful not to overwater them, but they love light. Like, they like light areas. I think all of mine have kind of adapted to whatever situation they're put into, but my really long ones are just like in very well lit positions and just going crazy. I also have a pothos, which is a Snow Queen pothos. These ones are so beautiful. They've got like wide variegated leaves, and I have a few of them. I bought the main plant, which is in my bathroom, and then I've propagated from that as well. So yeah, that one's a really cute variation of a pothos as well. All the other ones I'm pretty sure are just golden pothos. Another plant that I've had for quite a while is my peace lily. At the beginning she was quite temperamental, but she's very adaptable to different situations now, and where I have her, she's just loving it. She's just chilling. She also doesn't like to be overwatered, as most plants don't, but yeah, particularly her, if I do accidentally water her a little bit too much, her leaves will droop a little bit and she won't be looking too fancy. But she's actually flowered multiple times. Those little white cocoon looking things that come out of a peace lily are the flowers, and mine has actually been flowering for a very long time. I was very surprised when she first did it. I was like, yes, she is thriving, and she just hasn't stopped. Really good to look after. And also peace lilies are a super good detoxifying plant. They remove toxins from the air and improve the air quality around you. So really good for spaces that you are a lot, like your study, your bedroom. They're really quite beautiful plants. My Monstera plant, it currently is sitting outside, and it's had a little bit of trouble. I burnt its leaves accidentally. It's grown so much since I've bought it, but it's just like such an established plant that, yeah, it kind of doesn't like to be moved around and doesn't like to be put in really intense situations, like where there's really bright light and stuff like that. So I've got it outside. It does get quite a lot of light there. I've just recently moved it to the position that it's in, so we'll see how it goes. Also, its leaves are so huge and heavy that I've had to put stakes in there and tie the leaves to those so it kind of grows up. Recently I chopped off one of its shoots that grew that had like a little root coming out the bottom, so I chopped it off, popped it in water, and it's now propagating and going crazy. So very, very soon I'll have my own separate Monstera plant. So I'll have two of them, and I'm very excited. I also just noticed recently that it's got another shoot coming off on the main big plant, so very excited. I'm just gonna keep growing them while I can. I love Monstera plants. I think they're such beautiful plants. Another really, really nice plant is a variation of the Monstera. It is a Swiss cheese vine, and this one I got two cuttings, I'm pretty sure, from my grandma, who got them from my cousin. My cousin grows these like crazy in her house. But yeah, my grandma gave me some of the cuttings, and I just popped them in water, and the roots grew like crazy, popped them both in a pot together, and now it's just gone mental. It is such a fast growing vine, and I had it near a door actually, and it grew up the door, but it was kind of annoying because you couldn't open the door. So I've moved it now to like a big beam in my pool backyard area, and it's just like growing downwards, but I have to keep chopping it because it gets too long and just gets trampled on. So I've got a few of those propagating as well, but such beautiful delicate plants. Another really hardy plant, which is really good if you're just starting out with plants, is a peperomia. I find mine are just so easy to look after. Like, I can forget about them for a couple of weeks. Not that I do, but I could, and they'd still be around. This was actually one of my first plants, I'm pretty sure. I have a variegated one, which is quite established, but I have a few all over the place that I've bought over time and I've propagated as well. But yeah, a very, very hardy plant. I would just say though, be careful if you are touching them. I have quite sensitive skin, and I found that when I was touching the leaves and stuff, and then I would touch my face, I'd get like a rash or irritation. So just be careful. Thought I would note that. But yeah, a very sturdy plant and a very good first plant. Another plant that I absolutely love is my philodendron. I have the heartleaf philodendrons, which are such a beautiful, almost like spear shape. My philodendrons are the heartleaf variegated philodendrons, and they're so beautiful. I've got one in my shower. I have one really cool one. I'm pretty sure it's like an African philodendron or something like that. Don't quote me on it. But that one's a really, really beautiful one that really lacks the light as well. They're quite simple plants as well. I haven't really had any problems with any of them. The second last plant I'm going to talk to you guys about today is a dumb cane. What a funny name. Every time I see it, I'm just like, why would you call a plant a dumb cane? But my dumb cane I actually got from a like plant market sale kind of thing. It was really, really cool. Happens every year, and I go with like my grandma and stuff. But it was a cutting originally, and I bought it over there, and then I just like stuck it in a pot with soil, and it established itself. It's grown so much. It's a very like outward plant, so yeah, it doesn't like to be cornered and stuff. But I have this one in my bathroom because it's variegated with pink spots, and it's such a beautiful, cute little plant. The accents in my bathroom are pink, so it fits in there perfectly, and I haven't really had any problems with this one either. I definitely don't know a lot about dumb cane plants. I know that there's one that's green variegated, and it's so beautiful. I've always wanted one of those. And the last one probably left the worst one to talk about until last, and this little guy is sitting right over there, and oh, I just feel so sad when I look at it. But this is a parlor palm, or a good luck palm, and this is probably my most troubled plant. It definitely looked like a proper palm with like pointy ended leaves, and as you would imagine a palm, you know, very like, it does not look like that anymore. Not long after I bought it, or maybe when I bought it, it had some spotting on it, but I was like, that'll be fine. And I'm pretty sure it had some sort of disease, so I treated it for a little while, tried to get rid of whatever it was, and it didn't really work. So I did some more research, and my grandma even did some more research. We looked through books and stuff and kind of worked out that the best thing to do would be to cut off all of the leaves and the dead bits on the plant, because it had very dried up edges. So I did that, and now it looks like it's just had its head shaved. Yeah, I'm hoping it gets better than this, because it's pretty tragic. I feel like whenever someone sees that, they're just like, what did you do? But I'll just quickly add on here a bunch of the other plants that I have around the place. I've got some plants outside. I'm currently growing sunflowers. I've grown them from seeds, so they're just starting to sprout. I have gerberas outside. I have a cacti outside, and a bunch of other plants out there, and a bunch of other plants like around the place. But I didn't want to bore you guys too much with all of that today. But a lot of you guys have been asking me for my propagating tips, how I propagate my plants, and I just thought I would add on here in case any of you guys are interested. It's super simple. I honestly don't do anything crazy. The first thing to look for is a part of the plant that has sprouted, and you look for like the little brown nodes on the stem of the plant, and that kind of looks like a root is about to form, and you chop just below that. You might have to chop off some leaves so that it's like just a clear stem, and you can just pop it in water, or you can put it in root growth solution. I actually use honey. I get a bit of honey and put it over where the root is about to grow. My grandma taught me that one, and it has worked for all of my plants. So yeah, just pop a little bit of honey on there, and Bob's your uncle. It just starts growing. Pop it in water, and also pop it in a position where it does receive a fair bit of light. You don't want to burn it, but you don't want to put it in like a dark closed off room, because the plant's trying extra hard to photosynthesize. It needs the light. So yeah, that's my super simple how I propagate my plants. So hopefully that was able to help you out. But if you do have any questions after this video today, feel free to leave them in the comments of this video, or you can DM me if you want to have a bit more of a bigger chat about plants, or if you just want to show me your plants, hit me up on Instagram. I would love to see your plant collection. Have a beautiful day, guys. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye, guys.